August 28, 2024. Memorial of Saint Augustine, Bishop and Doctor of the Church. A reading from the second letter of St. Paul to Thessalonians. We command you, brothers, in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, that you keep away from any brother who is walking in idleness and not in accord with the tradition that you received from us. For you yourselves know how you ought to imitate us, because we were not idle when we were with you, nor did we eat anyone's bread without paying for it, but with toil and labor we worked night and day, that we might not be a burden to any of you. It was not because we do not have that right, but to give you in ourselves an example to imitate. For even when we were with you, we would give you this command: if anyone is not willing to work, let him not eat. Now may the Lord of peace himself give you peace at all times in every way. The Lord be with you all. I, Paul, write this greeting with my own hand. This is the sign of genuineness in every letter of mine, it is the way I write. The grace of our Lord Jesus Christ be with you all. The word of the Lord. Responsorial Psalm Response. Blessed are all who fear the Lord. Blessed are all who fear the Lord, and walk in his ways. By the labor of your hands you shall eat. You will be blessed and prosper. Blessed are all who fear the Lord. Indeed thus shall be blessed the man who fears the Lord. May the Lord bless you from Zion. May you see Jerusalem prosper all the days of your life. Blessed are all who fear the Lord. Alleluia, alleluia. Whoever keeps Christ's word, in him truly the love of God is perfected. Alleluia. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. At that time, Jesus said, Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you are like whitewashed tombs, which outwardly appear beautiful, but within are full of dead people's bones and all uncleanness. So you also outwardly appear righteous to others, but within you are full of hypocrisy and lawlessness. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you build the tombs of the prophets and decorate the monuments of the righteous, saying, If we had lived in the days of our fathers, we would not have taken part with them in shedding the blood of the prophets. Thus you witness against yourselves that you are sons of those who murdered the prophets. Fill up, then, the measure of your fathers. The Gospel of the Lord. Reflection. Wednesday, 21st week in Ordinary Time. It is clear from today's first reading that Paul was anxious not to be a financial burden on the young church in Thessalonica. We worked night and day, slaving and straining, so as not to be a burden on any of you. It was Paul's policy to earn his keep by working at his trade as a tent maker, so as to be able to preach the gospel free of charge. Paul is also concerned about some members of the church becoming an unnecessary financial burden on the community, when, in reality, they were well capable of working to support themselves. Elsewhere in his letters Paul says to the members of the church to bear one another's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ, Gal 6:2, which is the law of love. We are called to help to carry the burden of others, while not becoming an unnecessary burden on others. In the Gospel reading, Jesus highlights one way people can become a burden on others, namely, when they give the appearance of good honest people but, in reality, are full of hypocrisy and lawlessness. Elsewhere, Jesus uses the image of wolves in sheep's clothing. We would all find such people burdensome, as we try to discern whether or not to rely on them and believe what they tell us. At the end of the first reading, Paul writes his name in his own handwriting as a mark of genuineness. The genuine person is never a burden. Their honesty and truthfulness, their transparency and lack of deceit, is burden lifting rather than burden imposing. Jesus was the supremely genuine person, he revealed God's truth to the full. He offered himself as the one who can lift our burdens. Come to me all you who are weary and are carrying heavy burdens. He wishes to continue this burden lifting work as risen Lord in and through each one of us.